Well, hello everybody. Hey, how you doing? This is Slim Oakton, and personal coffee talk. And of course, I'm also part of the Slim Nation 101's podcast. But right now, I just want to talk a little bit about personal coffee talk as we come back in August, which is maybe a week from now, and we continue to do what we've been doing for the last 3 years. We're co-hosts Leah Drake Stitt and Thomas the Colonel Chapman. And we're going to come back with a host show where all the hosts come together and we're going to talk about some pressing issues, some things that happened while we were away, and talk about the direction that we are going to take as Puss and Culture Talk going forward. One of the things we want to do is, and we did have a show like this one time where we had citizens come on and express their opinions or thoughts on some local issues we had here in the city of Portsmouth at the time. But we're going to have a segment or a show called Citizens Talk. And this show is going to be a show where we have citizens throughout the city we live in, and then later we will expand it to other places in the U.S. of A. and get to know what citizens are thinking. Often during these shows, the hosts will talk, or we have guests, certain guests, and professional guests on certain subjects, and we will continue to do that. But we're going to try to focus on recent issues, local issues in politics, national issues in politics, and what's happening. We're going to keep up with what's happening on a daily basis in the news and try to address those issues in our shows. But getting back to, it's funny how when you get a certain age, you get those whistles in your talk. I remember talking to older people when I was younger, and they always had this whistle, in, in between their conversations. And I'm finding out now that I'm one of those seniors or older, I got that whistle, that uncontrollable whistle that comes out every once in a while, and you all might notice it. But anyway, I digress. But we're going to have our citizen talk show. We don't know if it's going to be monthly or bi-weekly or something like that. Whatever. Uh, it might start off by being monthly, and if it's warranted, a subject that we feel like we really need to get other people's opinions, the citizens' opinions on what's going on locally or nationally, we will do that. And as I was stating before the whistle talk, we will also um, continue to do what we did over the last 3 years as Portsmouth Coffee Talk on our morning and evening edition shows. Bring in professionals as we discuss mental health, um, social economic issues of today, and a lot of different various subjects. Uh, some of the our most viewed shows have been when we brought in those professionals and talked about those issues, that those serious issues that affect a lot of people in their lives. So we'll be doing that, but you'll probably see a lot of us host shows where the hosts get together and we'll have guest hosts to come in and join us, where you'll get our thoughts on issues of today and what's going on in locally, nationally, and in the world. So you'll get a variety of things and opinions. You're going to get a big dose of us. And of course, when we have those shows, we'll be recording live on our YouTube page as well as live on our Facebook page. And you'll have the opportunity to comment on the Facebook page. And then we're going to respond to the comments you make during those host shows or other shows that we have. But the citizen shows is going to be something. And I put out, and I will do that again, I put out um, a request on Facebook to a particular group, and I will expand it to other groups on Facebook as well. But I went to this particular group because I go on to that group and read some of the comments concerning different topics. And the co-host on the Portsmouth Coffee Talk, we I think it's safe to say we are pretty liberal thinking uh, people on the show. Most of our ideologies sort of lean to the uh, liberal concepts of in politics and other areas. So we're all Democrats. So um, and we all pretty much, when it comes down to certain things, agree on politically on certain issues, and we disagree on some issues too. But I thought it would be quite interesting if we brought some people on, some citizens on that probably had a little different. Might have been might be Republicans or might be more conservative thinking. And I noticed that on that page, that particular Facebook page, that when I watch certain comments, when certain issues come up, that seemed the way they were leaning. They were more conservative with their opinions and with their um reactions to certain things that were happening. So that's when I put the appeal out to that group, looking for guests, inviting them to be guests on our show. Um, so we could have a dialogue. And I believe that having a dialogue with people that don't always think the way you do, it could be a positive thing. It could help us understand each other. We still might disagree, but at least we understand why that person thinks that way, or why they are conservative, or why are we liberal. And in most cases, people can put up a pretty good argument uh, on their positions, and then some people can't. So it'll be quite interesting as we share our ideas on certain issues, how that conversation will go, and how we will better understand each other and create probably some harmony. We might find out we have more things in common than we don't. But I think the two-party system right now is what we have in certain aspects is broken, in my opinion. And but it's what we have and what we have to deal with. Let's talk about third party, but it takes a long time to for a third party to develop in something where they really could be competitive. More if anything, they could be a spoiler. But that's what we want to do, and I've gotten a little reaction from some people. I guess some people on that group might be a little suspect of had one person even actually asked what was my motive or our motive for wanting to do this, and I tried to explain the best way I could, just like what I said to you. It's good for people to have constructive conversation that have different views on several issues, and oftentimes you'll see an issue on this side, and you see an issue on that side on different shows, but you never, well, I'm not going to say you never, but very seldom you see them come together and have that conversation um, about their disagreements and why. And I think it makes for a good audience. It's good for the audience watching because people feel certain ways. Some people are down the middle, and some people are strictly conservative. Some people are strictly liberal, but sometimes you can meet in the middle. And a lot of times in a city like Portsmouth and other cities that don't have a real large population, we have a large enough population, but not compared to a big city like Miami, New York, Chicago, those places like that. We are a city where a lot of people know each other. And we run into each other when we have these community or citywide events. And we walk past each other and speak and be in the presence of each other and have a good time. If a band is playing, we have the Sunset Thursdays here in Portsmouth every Thursday, and it's always filled with people, a lot of people from other cities. But depending on the band, sometimes you get a more diverse group. But either way, it's something where we walk past each other and speak, and we, without knowing how that person feels politically, uh, or we might get along out there, and then when it comes down to some rally about issues that are politically motivated, we find out that we are on opposite sides of the issue. So I think it's good to know that, and I don't think it will. In most cases, it doesn't destroy friendships that might have been developed at those citywide gatherings, and then later you find out this person thinks very opposite or very differently from you as far as to how you feel about uh, certain things that are going on in the city and how it should be approached by our leadership. And it might help spark interest in people that might watch to pay attention to be aware, like I always say, be aware, be informed, and be involved. Make people think more about doing that, especially during a season where elections come up and leading up to that, well before that, months before that. It may hopefully it encourage people to beef up on the information or what they know about candidates that are running or what they know about the issues that might be important for them to know to ask candidates how they feel about a certain thing. Know about your neighborhood. Know about other neighborhoods. Some people, some of us, know only about our neighborhoods that we live in, and we don't know all the issues that might be happening out in other areas. We might complain about we need curbs and gutters, or we need our curbs and gutters clean, and then there are other communities that don't have curbs or gutters, and never have, but they are maintaining. So, and us thinking that the curbs is something that everybody should have in these modern days. So there goes infrastructure talk, and that's a national issue, but it also should be a local issue. How we spend our money, our tax dollars that the city gets, and how where are the priorities, you know, and so that's what we want to do when we come back, and hopefully we'll get some response. I'm in the process now of creating a list of those of citizens that might want to come on. You can be citizens that agree with us or disagree with some some of the issues or opinions that we have about different subjects. And I encourage people when you get a chance, go onto our YouTube page. It's Pushing Coffee Talks Morning and Evening Edition. That's the title of our YouTube page. Excuse me. Go on there and look at our videos. We have over 200 videos up there, but specifically look for the videos that will say host speak or host talking or opinions from the host. And you can just go down the line and you'll see that title and you'll see us talking amongst each other about different subjects uh, of that particular day or time. And you can get an idea of where we are, or where we stand on certain issues. And that might encourage you to even more want to come on there and either challenge us or the way we're thinking, or or debate us. That's fine too, as long as we can have a friendly debate. If it turns into a debate, that's when you have to come in and be factual, and have something to back up on what you're saying. So that's what debates are. But just a general conversation, usually that comes from your thoughts and how you feel about certain things. So this is what we want to do, and this is something. Once we get started, we'll do it on a regular basis because I think many times, oftentimes, on different shows, citizens are not heard. The focus is made on bringing on the professionals or bringing in guests that you think that might get you more viewership, which is important. But I think, and we'll find out that the viewership will come from us talking to everyday people. And another thing that we want to do is make sure we shine a light on our youth in our schools, in our high schools, elementary, and our colleges, local colleges, and let people know all the great things that they're doing, all the achievements that they're making, in spite of. You talk about in certain cities where you have schools that are not accredited, or they're accredited one year and then the next year they're not, or you don't have a 100% accreditation, which is not easy to achieve in the school system, but it can be done. But even with that saying that, we have students that are really achieving, and it's not always about the headline news that we see that shootings or the videos of the young people shooting at each other and hitting innocent bystanders. That's important. That's important for us to know. That's important for us to keep up with, because if we don't know what's going on in that area as far as crime is concerned, it's no way we can come up with solutions to help solve that. People will say it's up to the police to solve that, but it's all inclusive. We as citizens have to participate in doing whatever we can to address the crime. You leave the heavy work to the law enforcement, because that's what they are trained to do. But we can be their eyes and ears, as far as helping, or we could be mentors to these youth, the young people, and make sure that they make the right decisions as they're growing up. They're going to make mistakes, but if they have mentors or people that they can go to and have honest conversations with, and hopefully that's something that they would do with their parents. But even sometimes in a two parent household, that some kids or children don't feel comfortable talking to their parents about certain things. So sometimes they might have a teacher or mentor or uncle or aunt or just a friend that they can confide in. And there are other cases where some of those children might need professional help. So we need to know where we can go to get that kind of help. And we're going to share that kind of information too. That's one of the things we did over the years coming up. We bring in people from behavioral health and make sure that information gets out. But we mainly want to, we took the break so we could have a break personally among ourselves as hosts, and to sort of look at what we were doing and try to focus in on what we think will be um, a more interesting Portsmouth Coffee Talk show for our viewers, and give many more people an opportunity to share their thoughts and opinions with us, and have that dialogue with us. And you people with different opinions of opinions, and who agree. That's also could be some good conversations where people who may watch might benefit from. So that's where we are, and that's what we're gonna do. And I'm looking forward to us coming back as Portsmouth Coffee Talk. I hope, as I said once before on one of our videos, I hope you missed us. I hope you wondered where we were. Uh, but if not, you know, just make sure you stay tuned as we come back. As we come back, hopefully stronger and better, and with more content that you would want to watch. And we're open to your suggestions too, as far as what you might want to see or what information you might want us to share. So, I understand that we're amateur. We This is something that we do on our own, and we want to also get to a point, because we also, and you heard over the years as we made requests for anybody that wanted to support us financially, so we could do a lot more things than we normally do, and sometimes it takes financial support uh, to update or improve your production, or to be able to go out into the public. Most of the equipment that I have that came out of our pockets. And if you see me, and most of the time when I go out and film things, I'm using my phone, and so far that's worked pretty well. And I don't know if we ever get to that totally professional standard where we got all these different type of cameras. It's a little too late for us to be learning all that. Well, it's never too late, but that'll be a bit much, especially when we have the technology of these phones. But it's some other things where we can upgrade and either use our phones or that we want to be able to do. And we will need your financial help in order to do that. And we will also be looking for sponsorship, somebody who regularly sponsors what we do. And that's why we want to focus in on uh, who we are and what we're about. So anybody that might sponsor us, they'll know what they're getting. And we won't be all over the place. I think it's nothing wrong with being all over the place. For the last 3 years, we covered just about everything, and that's fine. A lot of those human interest stories that we covered got some views, but not as much as some of the shows that we had where we really talked about today's issues and um, had political leaders on, religious leaders, and things like that, where we were able to, in some cases, challenge them, you know, or ask the tough questions about what are they doing to make our local area a better place. You know, since they have, in many cases, the platform to reach many people. So that's in a nutshell, and that's what we want to do. So I really appreciate everything, all the support as far as viewing and the financial support we received over the last 3 years. It hadn't been overwhelming. It hadn't been a lot, but it's been just enough to help us. We have our cups, and we have to buy the cups, and we have to figure out how we're going to do that, who gets the cups, and so and and we want to get some new cups because the last 3 years we have cups that have the same picture. So we want to get some more updated pictures on a cup or signage on our cups to reflect what we're doing now. And um, hopefully we'll see you all in Malcolm's homecoming parade as we were last year, and any other events that might come up where we can showcase Postman Coffee Talk. And we just want to get the word about Portsmouth Coffee Talk out there as much as we can. And we will. We're trying to. We're in talks with the leadership of the casino, so we will try to schedule Roy Kobe or whoever, if he doesn't come himself, or whoever he assigns to come and talk about update us on the casino. And hopefully that can be a regular thing where they come back quarterly maybe and give us an update on the casino so we can keep up to know what's going on, so we'll know how much the city is benefiting from the casino, and where that money is spent. So, and we will keep a watchful eye on the city council actions, as we know that's going to be a lot of talk of the citizens talk. When we have citizens on, it'll be a lot of local talk about uh, the actions of the city council, the actions of the city administrations, uh, the different departments. So we want people to come on and really talk about those, because sometimes if it is a problem for a lot of citizens that's going on, it has to come out like this in order for sometimes in order for action to be taken. Uh, so just like not like 10 on your side. We're not going to go out and chase people, but we'll bring people on that might want to talk about some issues that they have with the way the city is operating. And it's good just to get the citizens' opinion because we're the ones that pay pay the employees and we pay our leadership after we elect them. We pay them, and they should be listening to us. As they make those decisions up there that affect each and every one of our communities and collectively the city. So, talked a little longer than I expected, but that's what happens when I ramble on like this. But I just want to make sure that you will be ready for and know that Portsmouth Coffee Talk is coming back next month. And we're going to start off with the show with the host, the Talk of the Town host, Leah Drake Stitt, Thomas the Colonel Chapman, and hopefully we have our guest host, which one is Dr. Duncan, Dr. Ernestine Duncan. And so that'll be that will be the first show that we have coming back as Portsmouth Coffee Talk. So look forward to that. Either that's going to be on it's probably going well, not probably, it's going to be on excuse me, the first Monday of the month of August. So August comes in on and we have a Thursday to come up, but we probably won't have a show that Thursday. We'll start the show off. Excuse me, losing my voice. I guess it's telling me I'm talking too much. Probably thought start the month off or the show coming back off on the first Monday, which makes sense. So we start off in the first of the week of the first Monday in August. So look forward to it, and please, as I said in the beginning, if you want to be a part of our Citizens Talk, just go to my Facebook page or Leah's Facebook page or the Colonel's Facebook page and let us know as we are compiling a list of people, of citizens who potentially want to be a part of our show when we have our Citizens Talk, which will be periodically. So thanks a lot for listening. We appreciate you and take care. And I said it already, but I'll say it again. Be aware, be informed, and as always, be involved. And remember, your vote is your voice. Take care. Oh, Portsmouth Coffee Talk is here for our voice, our community, and our future. Take care.